And welcome back. You are watching Vanquish Gaming League. This is game 4 of an exciting semifinal matchup between ElPolloLoco and Crump versus Mord and his partner Satchmo. Now, of course, this series off to a very shocking start of events here, as we saw a very heavily favored Mord and Satchmo dropping only one game in the regular season, #2 record of the league, taking 2 early losses in this best-of-5 series against a resurgent ElPolloLoco and Crump. Pollo and Crump having a very strong start of the season for a little while, kind of fighting with some other top teams for that #1 spot, going undefeated for a little while. That, of course, was brought to an end because of some very just generally mistake-driven play on behalf of both of them during a Dude from Brazil and Cello matchup, causing them to take a loss, and it was just downhill from there. They ended the season 3-3, but however were able to bounce back in this series as they are now leading 2-1. Losing last game only to one of those same classic mistakes that we've seen. Failed Zealot on hold, allowed early Ling harassment. The rest is history. Mord and Satchmo, notorious for making you pay for mistakes. They are like that ex-girlfriend that you hate so much. They will remember that mistake and make you pay for it forever. So let's see if they can make it happen again. Let's take a look at production here. We do see gateways, spawning pools all around. It looks like so far some pretty steady builds here. We've seen some pretty fast expands so far. You know, last time we saw this team on Lunar Colony 5, there was lots and lots of expansions going on. They, of course, played in the reverse positions. And you may be wondering, hey, wait a minute, why are they on Lunar Colony 5 again? Well, to put it simply, players choose based on seed, and whoever lost, I'm not going to go through the rules, but basically the option exists to play the map again if both teams agree, and there are vetoes in place to avoid having to play the same map twice. And it looks like Mord and Satchmo and Pollo and Crump just decided, hey, you know what, I'll do another go at Lunar Colony 5. Pollo and Crump, of course, winning the last battle, so they are coming into this hopefully with a little bit more confidence. Mord and Satchmo, though, with all the momentum after that complete ass kicking they gave last game, making them pay for that mistake. Crump, of course, a little bit in the doghouse after that, most likely. Probably trying to make it up to his friend here. Then, hey, don't worry, this game's going to be different. We're on our turf again. Let's make it happen. So, not a lot of scouting so far. If we take a look at Team Vision here, we'll see that Mord and Satchmo really just having eyes immediately outside their base. Take a look at the other side, with the exception of this lone Overlord kind of just meandering its way towards their base. Not really a lot of vision, even less, though, than Mord and Satch, as they have no vision out here on the sides. Pollo going now for an early expansion. We do not see any expansions from Mord just yet, or from Satchmo. This is a little unusual. They're usually quicker expanders. We do see faster units out from Mord, though. It looks like they may be going for a Ling break. It looks like, yeah, it definitely looks like a Ling buildup. He has pulled the workers off of gas. It looks like he will be going for power Lings. He's just waiting for that speed to complete. It looks like we do have blings from Satchmo. So it looks like they're going to try to continue success where they had it last game and go for an early Ling attack. This time, maybe even better coordinated than before. We do see Satchmo and Mord now going down for matching expansions. Pollo's expansion has completed, Queen's underway, and we do see a late speed coming here from Pollo. So depending on the attack timing, that speed could come back to haunt him. You see some Zealots here from Crump, and yes, they are on hold. You better believe it. I'm sure we have some shared unit control after that last game. And here we see a lone Ling from Satchmo. A little unusual. Usually he scouts with 6 Lings. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Mord, actually. Look at that. Mord doing a little bit of scouting. And, he came over here and he may have liked what he saw. Let's take a look at what he saw here. He saw at least, actually, he didn't even see the ramp at all. But it looks like they're going to go for it anyway. And here we go. Mord rolling in with a ball of Lings. Some slow Lings from Pollo to defend. And they will be followed up by a handful of Lings from Satchmo, as slow as well. And 4 Banelings. This is going to be definitely a micro-intensive attempt here. They can try to take out this ball of Lings here. It looks like, oh, 1 Bling goes down, taking 5 Lings with it. This Queen, however, is going to fight them off just a little bit. And it looks like Mord is going to go ahead and snipe that Queen away from him. Does not want him to get any macro advantage in this game at all. Last time on this map, Mord and Satchmo were completely crippled. And we do see these Zealots now moving out from their hold position. However, Stalkers taking their place. Those Stalkers are not on hold, however. And could very easily be baited into trying to come out here. See those Blings used to try and take down those Zealots. They will take them down. Unfortunately, there are not really enough Lings here. And we saw these Stalkers kind of get teased out at the last second. Be like, whoa, wait a minute. Are those Lings? Can I shoot that? You have to be careful with stalkers and they're, just the aggro in general from stalkers and zealots. They get very greedy, and not having them on hold is kind of like, you don't want kids playing in the front yard and some guy driving by in a van with candy, and that's kind of what those lings serve as. Basically, candy saying, hey, come little kids, come to my van, And then as soon as they roll out, boom, these lings are going to roll in and just wreak havoc like they did last game. You can see that's exactly what Mord and Satchmo want. See them rolling in here. These lings are going to try to target that pylon. Looks like, oh, they just missed the pylon as a direct target. They did some significant damage to it, but just was not enough blings. Had Satchmo brought at least 2 additional lings, he would have taken it. Meanwhile, Pollo taking advantage of the distraction, what he does best, going in for Mord's expansion here. He was just wreaking havoc. Mord trying to equal that feat. Unfortunately, he's got to take care of that pesky spine crawler first. Mord's base going down, and Pollo, unfortunately, not moving those lings out in time, and some of those broodlings taking a few things out in the process. We do see these lings finally retreating over here to stop any havoc from happening. More blings coming down from Satchmo, and all is safe at the wall once again. We do see that stalker now on hold. He does not want to risk that accident again. Pollo, of course, able to save this base, still maintaining his macro advantage. Take a look at economy here. We see Mord falling behind dramatically in resource count here. He's really starting to make this an all-in. He needs to be very careful at this. If he's not able to get this base on this run, and it looks like he may not, because he does not have any help from these blings here from Satchmo. They may be leaving them there out of fear of a counterattack, but unfortunately this wall is just way too locked up. They need to give up on this strategy if they have any hope of bouncing back economically. At this point, Mord has lost his expansion, so they did not make out on top with this attack here. And we see Pollo really doubling down on the spines. And a few of Pollo's lings kind of following him in here. It looks like he will waste a bling taking that out. And we see Mord finally trying to go back for this base, but he is a little bit behind. Satchmo, of course, also keeping some blings on retainer there, just in case some lings try to roll in and harass. This is a map that is very susceptible to Pollo's harassment style, as he is very distributed, likes to attack multi-prong all over the place, and he's very fast at tech switching. Meanwhile, we do see an evolution chamber coming down. We do see some lings hitting Mord's expansion again. He is just going to be relentless in preventing Mord from expanding. This is exactly what he did last game. We see these lings coming in, and it looks like they were just able to avoid that base from falling there, drop below 200 hit points almost. And we do also see Mord going for an additional base as well, a little out of the way, since Pollo does have eyes on this expansion down here. So that should help if he can keep it a secret long enough. And this Xel'Naga, of course, also very important. Pollo in ownership of the other Xel'Naga, and it looks like he will check out and see if Satchmo has a base. Unfortunately, these Banelings are going to make that impossible. And we do see now some mutas coming out from Satchmo, and we also see a Colossus underway for Crump, as well as a Spire coming out for Pollo. So we do see Pollo using these lings one by one to try and whittle down those Banelings there. And Satchmo down to only one Baneling, trying to accrue up some mutas. He only has 3 mutas so far, but he is definitely trying to build that up. And we do see Mord taking a defensive posture here with this expansion after almost losing it a second time. Unfortunately, another pack of lings is already on the way. They have been detected by that Xel'Naga. These ridiculously long build times on spines, though, is not going to help out. We do see these lings dangerously close here to Mord's expansion. And these lings are going to go ahead and roll in. He does slightly outnumber Mord on these lings here. Mord, of course, having power lings. Pollo, I do not believe Pollo has power lings. No, he does not. Meanwhile, we do see a canceled expansion here. Satchmo at least denying an expansion. Crump, though, is going to warp in 2 zealots to have a discussion on the merits of who owns what. And they will spot only 3 Mutalisks rolling in. They completely bypass a very susceptible base from Pollo, and it looks like they will roll into the main base here, try to take out as much from Crump as possible. It looks like Crump is still building some Colossus here. We do see a nice buildup of units from him. These zealots do not have charge, however. And amazingly, this scout here from Pollo is still alive, still hanging out. And we see 3 more overlords kind of heading in this direction. We take a look at economy. We see that Crump is taking a huge hit, losing a lot of those workers. We do see some major economic hit going on here from only 3 Mutalisks. Meanwhile, Poyo rolling in with a huge ball of Mutalisk here. He also has some Lings hanging out over here. They need to get to work on that wall if he wants them to be effective. And you see Crump rolling out as well. And this is what we're talking about. Here's the coordination. We see Lings attacking one base. We have another army from Crump rolling out, and a pack of Mutas to boot coming in the opposing direction. So this is going to get very interesting very quickly. It looks like these Colossi do have the range upgrade. So they will be able to snipe this base from a distance to a certain extent, and they will take out that remaining Baneling, and it looks like Satchmo's base is going to go down. They do not really have an answer for it. Mord able to get this other base up, though, so that should hope to compensate for the economic drain they're about to face. We do see lots of upgrades coming down from Mord as well, and lots of roaches. That is not going to be effective, though, against these Mutalisks, and it looks like they have been caught once again on the receiving end of Poyo's Mutalisks. I do not even believe there is the capability of any Hydralisk. There is not. This may be the worst situation they've had. At least the last 2 times they had some kind of Hydralisk. There are some Mutas, though, on the map here, trying to pick away at these Colossus. That will help. That will pull Poyo away, but Poyo greatly outnumbers him on this, and he will be able to easily take down those Mutas. And, you know, these roaches here, unfortunately, prioritizing the Stalker, taking way too many hits from these Zealots. Zealots able to get us around on it. This is not looking good at all. And we have Crump trying to defend off from any additional Muta attacks, as well as going for another expansion himself. And meanwhile, these Zealots and Immortals just cleaning up on these roaches. This is not looking good at all. The early attack did not succeed. They need more Banelings. Had they had more Banelings, they would have been able to make something happen there. We see Mord pulling drones to fight Zealots. That is always a losing tactic, as Zealots will absolutely shred them. Meanwhile, we see Poyo's Mutalisks going in here, but Mord and Satchmo are going to pull out all the stops. This is elimination risk for them. They still have some additional bases. They're going to try to go for the miracle here. They brute force this Immortal, taking it down, but Poyo's Mutalisks are just staggering at 19 Mutalisks. He is just at unbelievable numbers here. And this is just not looking good at all. Production starting to slow. We see economies dropping significantly. Satchmo essentially eliminated from the game. This is just looking terrible. They have no answer for these Mutalisks whatsoever. They do have fungal growth. Good luck in the finals. Mord succumbing to the attack. There's the GG, good sportsmanship all around, an unbelievable turn of events as the underdog Poyo and Crump have defeated Mord and Satchmo in the semifinals 3-1, and they will advance for their first ever finals appearance. Who they will play, still undecided, as Dude from Brazil and Cello will face off against Kid and the Business and try to keep that undefeated record going. Kid and the Business will try to do the upset, try to follow in the footsteps of Poyo and Crump here. And we'll have to see which team ends up in the semifinals versus this team. Poyo and Crump, a little bit on fire, if I have to say. I mean, we are seeing some excellent play from them. Outside, they could have even made this a sweep. Not to take away from Mord and Satchmo, but this could have been a sweep had Crump not made that one mistake, you know? And I don't mean to harp on Crump. Obviously, it's not an intentional mistake, but still, that one move has cost them 2 games in the past. So it is obviously a weakness of theirs. If they are susceptible to that early harassment attack, then they can lose. But they did an excellent job attacking and coordinated attacks, building good, compromising unit compositions, harassing expansions, and adapting. They adapted from last game to this game. They were able to hold this wall here. They were able to even protect this expansion. Amazingly able to protect this expansion here from multiple attempts to take it down. Crump, you know, had a little bit of trouble expanding over here. Never really got to use this base, but, you know, still we see good position of units here, good placement of guards and defenses. You know, Satchmo definitely taking over the macro duties later in the series here, but Mord just never able to get his machine up and running. Those last 2 games, you know, he tried to continue where he had success, but unfortunately it cost him his economy early on. He just wasn't able to bounce back in time. Either way, a good showing from all teams here, and an excellent showing especially from Poyo and Crump, and we will have to see what this team will do in the finals. If they continue playing this way, no matter which team they face, they are going to be quite a force to be reckoned with. And we will have the next semifinal match coming up next week, and stay tuned as well for the finals as we wrap up this very exciting first ever 2v2 season of the Vanquish Gaming League.